One thing that YouTubers often get asked is, who are your favorite YouTubers? And so today, I want to cover my top 5 motovlog YouTubers. So, let's go. Let's go. If you watch YouTube channels a lot, like I do, chances are you've seen a lot of different motovloggers out there, right? I watch a lot of different motovlog channels. However, I do have my top 5 in different areas. And for today, we're not just looking at my top 5 motovloggers, but we're looking at my top 5 moto camping vloggers. Now, in maybe a couple of the cases here, they wouldn't consider themselves specifically moto camping channels, right? But they do camping, and I do like to watch that camping content, right? And I think that these top 5 aren't going to be a surprise for most of you, because I have a feeling that most of you probably watch these same channels and probably enjoy them for similar reasons to the reason that I enjoy them. So, without further ado, let's talk about the number 1 on my list, not in any order at all. This is not like favorite to least favorite. I will say I do have my favorites here, but I'm not doing this list as a favorite thing because I really thoroughly enjoy all of these channels. All right. So without further ado, let's talk about one of my absolute favorite true moto camping So let's talk about one of my favorite moto camping channels, and that is Dork in the Road. Some of y'all know who Dork in the Road is, some of you don't. I would say most of you probably do. But Dork in the Road, Ben Sell, he has an amazing channel, and most of his content is relating to BDR type stuff. You know, backcountry discovery routes. Okay, and so he does a lot of stuff out on dirt bikes, dual sports, that kind of thing. Okay, and his content is just really, really amazing. And so I enjoy what he does, and I would like to eventually be able to do more of that stuff. I don't currently have a bike that I can use to go do things like that, right? Obviously, I've got Gold Wings, right? So on a Gold Wing, I'm not doing a lot of BDR stuff, right? Absolutely not. I'm staying on main roads. I'll do a lot of gravel. I'll do some fields, but like going up over mountains on dirt tracks, no. I can't do that on what I have. Though I have thought about taking my 81 Gold Wing and putting some tires on it that will allow me to do a little bit more of that. And for those of you who don't know, there are videos on YouTube of people actually doing that very thing and taking their Gold Wings off into places that Gold Wings don't belong. And I'm not going to go into those. Those are some channels that I watch, but those, for today's topic, those aren't really moto camping videos. Those are just people being silly on Gold Wings, and that's great. You know, I love to see a good bike doing a lot of different crazy stuff. And those videos of Gold Wings out on the dirt trails, phenomenal stuff. So, but anyways, that's not Dork in the Road. Dork in the Road is a serious moto camper. He does some great stuff in his adventures. If you don't know who he is, definitely go check him out at Dork in the Road. Dork, yep, just like you dork. That's right, Dork in the Road. All right, so go check him out, Ben Sell over there at Dork in the Road. The next one, which, I mean, Moto Camp's in the name, right? Moto Camp Nerd. Another Ben, by the way. Yep, 2 different Ben. You got Ben Sell over at Dork in the Road, and at Moto Camp Nerd, you have Ben Williams. Now, Moto Camp Nerd is not just a YouTuber, right? He actually has a brick and mortar store. And where is that? I want to say that's in Artsdale, North Carolina. But he actually has a brick and mortar store called called Moto Camp Nerd there in Artsdale, North Carolina. His channel is really geared toward, well, moto camping, right? And he's a moto camp nerd. It's geared toward moto camp gear, right? He's got a store full of moto camp gear. And no, it's not all just for moto camping. I mean, all of the gear that he has there you can use for most any camping, right? But he is moto camp nerd. Ben Williams, man after my own heart, gadgets and gear, right? But that's what he does. And it's actually, he's got a store. Definitely go check him out. And that's Moto Camp Nerd. MOTOCAMPNERD. So, we've looked at a dork. We've looked at a nerd. The next one, this young lady does a pretty good amount of moto camping, more of the moto camping that I do. Moto Camp Nerd is a lot like Dork in the Road. They do a lot of BDR type stuff, right? And in fact, Moto Camp Nerd and Dork in the Road, both Bens, do a lot of stuff together. They work together on a lot of things for their channels. But this young lady, she does most of her stuff on the road. And honestly, her channel is more like what I would like my channel to be like. But anyways, her name is Stacy, and she's over at, her channel's name is Ride to Food. What's not to love? Moto camping plus food? Hello, motorcycles, food, camping. It's the whole bundle, right? But Stacy does a great job on her channel. And what makes her channel unique for me is that when she goes out on these ride to food adventures, she actually likes to do a lot of historical stuff. You know, she likes to give you the history behind places. And that's kind of what I want to get to once I get to that point, once I'm not stuck in a big truck 30 days out of the month. But Stacy, she puts out some phenomenal content. So definitely go check her out at Ride to Food. The next one on the list here, this young lady, again, food. I love food. I love food. Motorcycles and food, they just go together. But this young lady, she does actually a lot more camping stuff. And she's traveled all over the United States camping on her bike and cooking off of her bike, to the point that she has actually put out a Moto Camp cookbook, right? But I'm talking, some of you already may know, I'm talking about Amanda Zito over at As the Magpie Flies. As the Magpie Flies. She puts out phenomenal content as well. She's real, she's down to earth, and she's again, amazing content. If you want to know about cooking, about camping off your bike, that is the young lady to go watch for sure, because that's her thing, and she'll cook anywhere. She has a thing where she does parking lot lunches. It's phenomenal. All right, her channel is phenomenal, and definitely go check out her cookbook. But that is Amanda at As the Magpie Flies. The next one, the last one that I'm going to mention today, she does some camping, but she does a lot of different stuff. And I feel like her type of content mixed with Stacy's over at Ride to Food is kind of more along the lines of what I want to be doing. But again, this is somebody that probably most of you guys have watched before, or if you haven't watched her, you've heard of her. If you haven't heard of her, then you're probably not really in the motorcycle community. But I'm talking about Jess over at Her Two Wheels. Phenomenal young lady. She does a lot of really cool stuff. I don't know what else to say about her. I mean, she's just great. Honorable mention is, so her husband, Jordan, also has his own channel. And he does a little bit of biking stuff, a lot of bike stuff, actually. He does a lot more repair stuff. He does more dual sport type stuff and whatnot. But his channel is Jordan Ray. I believe that's his channel. I think that's his channel. But her husband is also an amazing guy. But this isn't about him. This is about her. Her Two Wheels. Jess over at Her Two Wheels. If you haven't heard of her, if you haven't watched her, go and watch Jess at Her Two Wheels. I know right now she's down in Daytona, and she's enjoying Bike Week. So again, go check her out at Her Two Wheels here on YouTube. It's spelled just like it sounds. Her Two Wheels. HerTwoWheels. Her Two Wheels. So go check her out. So those are my top 5 moto camping channels that I watch all the time. Again, Dork in the Road, Moto Camp Nerd, Ride to Food, As the Magpie Flies, and Her Two Wheels. Now again, guys, those aren't in any specific order. Okay, Dork in the Road was not the number 1 or the number 5. Okay, Dork in the Road is just, I love these 5 channels altogether. I love these 5 channels. They inform me. They help me stay on top of some things that I want to stay on top of as not just a moto camper, but as a motorcycle rider in general. So definitely check out all 5 of these channels if you have not. And I don't know if I'm allowed to do it, but I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do it. I'm at least going to name the channels down in the description box. So go check out the description. And I'm just going to say their names again. Jess at Her Two Wheels, Amanda at As the Magpie Flies, Stacy at Ride to Food, Ben Williams at Moto Camp Nerd, and Ben Sell at Dork in the Road. So those are my top 5. Go check them out. Also, go down into the comments and tell me, are these channels that you watch as well? And tell me other channels that you watch, some of your favorite channels that aren't necessarily these channels that relate specifically to moto camping. Okay, not just motorcycles, but actual moto camping vloggers. Okay, that's what we're looking for today. Maybe another time we'll look at other moto vlog channels, but for today, I want to hear about your favorite moto camping channels. All right, so go check out those other YouTubes. Again, leave that comment down there. If you haven't, like, subscribe, and hit that bell to make sure that you get all notifications for whenever I drop new content. And we'll catch you guys another time.